so here we are. Hi, Carlene.
Hello, Alma.
All right, guys. So we've literally... Okay, we told you we were going to go to Vulture City a few weeks ago, and we went, and we had a really good time. We actually caught some stuff.
Oh my gosh.
We were there during the day, and there's a lot of other people that are there.
There were a lot of other people because it was Paracon. So, there weren't a ton of people, but there were quite a bit.
Right. We were going through all the buildings.
Yeah. So we had people interference also. And we didn't have the free will to kind of like take a lot of time in a building to do stuff because people would walk in.
Right.
But we did get some time and we did get some stuff.
Oh my God. In the most unexpected place.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay. So right before we even started.
We've been spending like 2 hours.
Just going through some of the footage we got on both of our phones and on the camera. And Carlene picked up some stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, so listen to this because I think...
I still have goosebumps.
It could be my imagination.
I think we need to take a drink.
Okay,
Finish saying
I
what
said
you're
it could be my imagination, but I need you to listen to this because I think I caught some EVPs.
Yeah.
And I got way more than I thought. It was like through my whole video.
So we just put it on the computer and we were amplifying it, like trying to figure out what the heck it's saying. By the way, we are drinking tequila because it seems like a very old westy thing to drink besides whiskey.
Yeah.
And I had tequila, so it's a Kah Tequila Reposado. I think we had this on here before.
Did we?
We might have.
No chaser for us gals.
Yeah, it's got the candy skull face on it.
A cool looking bottle.
Yeah, it's a really cool. Albert got it for its birthday. I think it was...
For its birthday?
For his birthday. I was stretching while I was saying that. For its birthday. All right.
Got it for its birthday.
I need a drink after what we just listened to. Because that was just like, I still am like kind of like shook.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Vulture City. Oh, here we go. These are big shots.
It's good.
Wow.
No lemon or salt. Just straight up. No chaser. Oh, you're going to chase it with that.
Oh, I had to. It's burning a hole in my sinuses. I mean, it's pretty good, though.
All right. So like we said, they had that Paracon.
That would be really good cold, that tequila.
Yeah. Okay. To say that Vulture City is a ghost town.
That's an understatement.
Completely an understatement. And it's a real ghost town, guys. It's pretty cool.
It is. They had to move from where actual buildings where they moved some of them, and then they were revitalizing them.
Right. A lot of them are actually where they were, like the Assay building,
right?
The Wickenburg house, and the Brothel,
and I think the boarding house is that one.
Yeah,
I think so. And then some they were like, and some of the belongings, the things in there are things that, because they revamped, there's mining actually happening in a modern way. So modern mining happening.
Just recently.
Yeah.
Like within the last few years.
But they're like, hey, we're just the stuff's going. Like it was things that they could use for decoration and stuff or building, revitalizing the place. So they're using that, like, oh shoot, what do they call it? The trolley looking thing.
Yeah.
They actually added pieces of that, or like oars. They've taken that and added those to the buildings. And I don't know. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But all of it is from the actual town. Everything there is from the actual town, right?
Yeah, I was watching excuse me, I just totally burped.
Tequila.
Tequila. Oh wow, I could feel that.
Ooh,
did you? A little warm.
Oh, well, you got a second shot when you just burped it.
Yeah, apparently. Whoever's playing the drinking game, you got to drink right now. So anyways, I was watching the Ghostbusters and a few other ones.
Can I just say, I'm just going to say it right now. I have it on here. Did you watch the Ghost Adventures one?
Yeah. Did I say Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, your tequila is really kicking in.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ghost Adventures. And I'm just going to say, most of the ones I've watched, people are not getting possessed.
Right.
And most people are not like, there's a demon here.
Right.
And most people are not lashing out at their friends. But in true Zach form.
Which one did you watch? The most
recent one? The
2010
one. 2010 one.
Okay.
I think it was a 2010 one. Where he, of course, has to get possessed by something and then push one of his people down or whatever and start screaming at him. Because, again, I think he has anger issues.
Right.
And this is his excuse for...
I thought because it was an older one, they were much more subdued. Than some of the more recent
new
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen... Did you watch the new one?
I know.
No.
I was looking for it and I was like...
I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it. Really quick, I just wanted to make the point that you look at the buildings like back then compared to now. Oh, yeah. They have put millions of dollars into this place to make it, just to preserve it lovingly. They are lovingly preserving this place.
Well, it is a part of history, Arizona history, actually. Right. And had they not done that?
I don't think that it would be too far to say that Henry Wickenburg is one of the founding fathers in Arizona.
In Arizona, right.
Yeah, because he did a lot.
I mean, I'll mention this, or you will, that if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for Vulture City, Phoenix probably wouldn't exist.
No, I agree. Okay, I'm going to do, do you want to talk about some of the stuff that we got and then do the history, or do you want to? Let's
do history, then we'll talk. Okay. Then we'll get in. Let's get the history over with.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the legend is that when German immigrant Henry Wickenburg, or more accurately, Johannes Henricus Wickenburg.
Wow. See, this is why I like you doing the history, because you get way in there. I literally look, this is what we need to know. He's a German immigrant, Henry Wickenburg. He came from, California, prospector. I put the history, but no, I don't get into that detail.
He did. He originally was from Germany.
But it's not a legend. This is history.
Yeah, and he lands in New York.
Look at you.
In Germany.
I kind of like that you got his background. I did not care.
Yeah, and in Germany, his family owned a mine.
Oh, that's how he got into it?
Yeah. So then he comes over here, somehow, the government cheats him out of, his inheritance. So he comes over here.
Okay. All right.
And he goes to California because that's where the gold rush is happening. And then he comes to Arizona because he hears that he comes with a group of people.
Think about it. Around that time, Jerome was probably really hopping, and they were doing mining up there. Yeah. Was that coal, though, or were they actually doing...
I think it's coal.
There is a connection to this and superstition.
I know.
Oh! I cannot wait for that. Okay, so let's go. This is a good story, you guys.
The people he come with, they're camped out.
If you've heard the superstition, that whole story, that little ghost town.
Right.
If you heard that episode, now you're hearing this one.
Right.
And then, it's pretty cool.
I like the Arizona stuff because we live here and it's oh, wow, I didn't know that.
You know what I appreciated? Listening to podcasters that live, you could tell they're back east because they can't even believe that. When they say Maricopa, they can't even pronounce it.
Right.
They're like, what?
Marijuana?
Yeah. And then they're like, I don't know. It's I think they truly believe that if they've never been to the West, they truly believe. My cousins, for the longest time, I think, when they were younger, thought we still run around in covered wagons. But they lived in the West,
we're all wearing boots and cowboy hats.
Yeah.
There is a lot of us that are.
Yes. And they're still... I was listening to these women and they're like, so when you moved here, you thought it was all about... Because they say it's the 4 C's or whatever. It's cattle, cotton... Copper, and... I don't know. But anyway, corn. I don't know.
No.
Cactus.
Citrus. Is it citrus?
Citrus. You're right. Citrus. So she's like, I bet when you came here, you thought that that's what it was going to be. It still is. It still is that.
Yeah. Gila monsters and...
Yeah. People still ride around. And... tonight, I'm going to drive up to my sister's house. She lives off Carefree Highway. And there will never fail somebody riding on their horse.
Right.
On the street there. Or in the desert.
There's a lot of horse property that's surrounding this area right here.
And people ride down 43rd Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
let me give Alma's address is yeah, I mean, people still do rodeos. They still do them in New Mexico too. There's rodeos happening. There's cattle. That's all
a lot of
stuff
crops,
happening.
a lot of yeah. But
I
here
mean,
in the
it's
city,
all being eaten up.
we're city folk here.
We are city folk. We don't have our takes to see accents or anything like that. Okay, so sorry. Sidebarred.
So anyways, him and this group are camped around the Hassayampa River. The legend is that in 1863, and you probably ran across this too, there's several versions of this story, the origin story. But this one was that he's riding a burro in the desert looking for whatever. He was looking for quartz or whatever.
Oh, right. He stumbled upon quartz deposits is what I have here.
Okay, but this is what I'm talking about. There's different stories. So he's riding this burro. He's really frustrated with the burro. So he gets up and he throws a rock at it. But the rock misses the burro.
Details.
Hits the ground, pops open, and there's something shiny in there.
Oh, right. He saw something shiny. Something on mine talks about him doing something and seeing something shiny.
Yeah, I think there was like, just in my research, there was at least four different versions. Another version is he walked toward a bunch of black feathers, which happened to be a dead vulture.
And that's where Vulture City comes in. Yeah, I saw that.
I noticed something shiny nearby. So whether that happened or not.
Again, that's where the legend comes. So history, the true story is a man named Henry Wickenburg did end up coming. There is a town called Wickenburg. I love it when people are like, Wickenburg? There's this place called Wickenburg. There is.
Yes,
we drove there, and there is a place called Vulture City. Some people just call it Vulture Mining, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm so sorry. But the legends that go around it are, how exactly did he find it?
Okay, so the mine was in operation from 1863 to 1942. It produced over $200 million worth of gold in today's money, producing 340,000 ounces of gold and 260,000 ounces of silver over its lifetime.
Okay, can I just tell you something? So these women, before I came here, I was watching One Last Podcast, and they're going around with Jay, not Marie, just Jay. And this woman, she needs to scream her whole podcast, like, and then blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh dear God. But she goes down into the little, it's not the mine, but it's like almost like where they store stuff,
right?
Where we look down, but they have it blocked off.
The Assay
building. And the Assay, yeah.
The Assay
building. Oh my God, these girls were like, what is that? I don't even know what that is, but okay, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't feel so. They actually reminded me of you and me, these girls. And I'm like, but Alma always has the answer to, what is that? I'll say,
no, I do.
I'll name something and I'll be like, what is that? You don't know what that is? But no, Alma never makes you feel stupid. So anyway, she goes down in there and she's like, oh my gosh, there's real gold. There's gold bars in here, you guys. There are gold bars in here. It's gold painted bricks. So then I think she realizes that. So she's like, I mean, obviously they're not real gold. Because at first she's like, there's real gold. I mean, obviously it's not real gold, but spirit, it still is attracts spirit because they don't know. Like, okay.
Okay. Spirit is not stupid.
Funny. They are not stupid. They are way brighter than us.
All right. So, of course, with the gold mine comes all these miners. So all this town sprouts up around all this whole
pretty quickly,
boom
too.
Town, right smack in the middle of the fucking desert.
I know, it's
I
so
always
crazy.
think to myself, like, who was the first person that said, hey, we should build a city here?
There's a movie I was watching. I can't remember the name of it because I like Westerns. So it's probably because I must have lived in the West at some point. So, I mean, besides now, like in the Old West. But there's this movie and these two men are in the middle of the desert and they keep telling everybody there's water here. There is water here, and everybody's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then they spring water, and they're like the richest men ever. Because it's here. I think it's in the Arizona desert. But, yeah, so everybody's like, why would you... Oh, I get it. they were like the gas station for the covered wagons. Like they would all stop there to have a little rest, and they're like, one day this is going to be the $1 million property.
Right.
And so it turned out it was. They struck
Where was
water.
it?
I don't know.
You tell that whole story.
I know. I got to figure out what movie it was, because it kind of defines like why somebody came here and was like, why would somebody come to the middle of the desert? Well,
gold,
coal, water,
quartz, all the mining stuff.
Yeah, it's all mining. So, I mean, it's almost like, well, California was doing that, and then they would just kind of like New Mexico, Arizona.
When did we become a state? 1914? Oh my God, I should know this.
We should know this.
I should know this.
You should know this.
I think I'm getting it mixed up because February 14th is the Arizona birth date.
Yeah.
But it's 19 something, like early 1900.
It's way later than I ever thought. I'm going to find out.
Definitely. It was Arizona and New Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, we're back to back. Mm-hmm. Vulture City had such amenities as a brothel, mess hall. It even had a post office, which Henry Wickenburg was the postmaster of. Yeah, 1912. Okay, I know it was.
February 14th, 1912.
It was the 14 that was messing me up.
I feel you.
And it was also, it was the Wild Wild West. It was a really rough place.
And justice was served as such.
Yeah, like vigilante justice.
Yeah, like people wanted to steal all that gold. So
in the Assay office.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Assay.
I
don't know. Assay. I think that, I don't know. Anyway, they also
Vulture City has a big assay.
Has an assay
office.
They also, I think they had that where they like made sure everybody got paid, but they also had the
well, they smelted it down into bricks.
Yeah,
and
made sure it was weighed out,
and the purity everything was done in that
office. The caves. So where the mines, people would actually try and sneak into the mines too and steal right from the mines.
Yeah.
So
we can get to that one because that's a ghost story, right?
But well, actually, yeah. But when they caught those people, yeah, some people were just killed right there on site
and not buried. They just left them there to rot.
Mm-hmm. And so some people might have been thrown out in the desert for animals to take.
Yeah.
Some might have been buried right there on site.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about where they found? It was recently a grave was found outside the Wells Fargo building. So they are thinking there's a whole lot of bodies probably buried.
Oh, is it the mass grave?
No.
Oh.
That's that square area, right? No, this is just, they just came across an unmarked grave while they were doing something. They're like, oh shit. So there's probably a lot of bodies. We were walking on a lot of bodies.
By the Wells Fargo building?
Oh my God. What the fuck?
Okay, so right before we started, when we were going through the footage on both of our phones, on Carlene's phone,
it just hit me.
We will talk about, we're coming full circle back to the Wells Fargo office because you just mentioned that.
Remember we said that.
Yeah, because we got something crazy.
I can't believe it didn't even hit me until you just now made it hit me.
That's crazy.
Face. That is insane. In the fist, in the face.
In the fist, in the face.
One shot of tequila and we can't talk.
I know. and we're drinking early, folks.
That's so crazy.
Okay.
Holy crap, that makes sense.
Wow.
I'm freaking out.
At its height, did you want some more of this or no?
I mean, we could do another one. Is it early enough?
Yeah. We're good.
I mean, well, yeah, you're at home.
Shoot.
I'll do a half a one, not a whole one.
More tequila. I won't do a full one again. Because I'm still kind of.
That's good. Girl.
I didn't do a lot. I gave myself more. Look.
Okay. Yeah. Girl.
All right. I better read the history before I can't talk anymore. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay. Go. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm surprised they didn't have a saloon.
They
I
did.
know there was one, but
Yeah. But not there.
yeah.
Like not.
Maybe they haven't rebuilt it yet, or
I mean, I think they're still
maybe they'll
working
get to
on
it.
but yeah. Yeah, because I have it listed in my thing of buildings.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't go into one.
No, and actually it says saloons. They had
several.
They had several saloons.
Really?
But not while we were there.
No.
They don't have those.
Well, of course, I did like look at some of the black and white pictures when I was going online, and you could see how big it was.
It is a lot of land.
Yeah, but all the buildings compared to what's there now.
Yeah.
Wow, that really hit me.
Like in original time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like you were mentioning, miners died in cave-ins.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the dozens hung from the ironwood hanging tree for theft. Was what, 18 people?
They have documented 18 people, but more than likely there were more than 18.
Which is really crazy because...
And wait, right outside. So Henry Wick.
That's what I was just going to say.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't want to jump on your thunder. Go ahead.
It's outside of Henry Wickenburg's original house.
So crazy, because it's like he enjoyed sitting there watching the hangings.
But did he, though?
I don't know.
I just think that the hanging tree just happened to be in front of his house.
Okay, and I'm just going to say this. So for everything, I always talk to my clients. I talk to everybody. You know, use your judgment when you're hearing things, because think about this. They're like, they have a rope hanging over a branch,
Which
right?
is not the actual rope. Come on.
No. But they'll tell people, some of the podcast or some of the YouTubes, they'll be like, this was the original branch that they used. Okay, this was what, 1863.
Right.
We're in 2021. Do you actually think that one branch is in that same place?
Right.
That tree hasn't grown at all?
Right.
Like, no. That tree has grown a lot.
Well, and it's gone through, think about the myriad storms it's gone through.
Yeah.
I mean, they say it's a few hundred years old. It's a pretty old tree.
Is. So there's no way that exact branch is the one. Now, there is a plantation that I did, or maybe I just researched it and we didn't do it, but there is a tree, and you can see the rope markings on that tree from hanging slaves.
Right.
But you can actually see in the tree is marked for life, where those that tree didn't have any markings. I looked. It's not even that important, but it kind of is.
Well, and something else that I read was like the hangings didn't, like, because he didn't.
That was me.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. After everything else we were hitting. Okay.
That was me.
That he actually built a house, like what is it now, Wickenburg, because he owned all that land. So he might not have even been there when some of the hangings took place.
I mean,
he has had another house.
Yeah.
So.
Are you going to talk about... Okay, so I don't want to jump in where you have it.
Okay.
Where are you going to
go? So Vulture City was credited with the founding of Wickenburg.
Yes.
So it was like the beginning of Wickenburg.
Yeah, Vulture City's only like 15 miles away from, right?
And the drive in there, I'm just going to tell you guys if you want to go. If you're in Arizona.
You feel like you're going nowhere land.
But...
It's pretty.
I've been worse. Like we go places all the time in Arizona, and that road is really easy.
And it's gorgeous. And I liked our drive.
It was a nice drive, except for when you do those cow. What do they call those?
You don't like those?
No, but not in the car.
Or not in your car.
No.
But
I mean, it was easy enough to drive in a car. So if you have a car, you can take a car. And it's not like a dirt road, except when you actually get to Vulture City. But it's really easy.
It's a short road.
Yeah, it's a short road. So, okay. And the agricultural area that's spreaded to serve the mines also helps spur growth in Arizona, which in Phoenix.
They actually, I mean, obviously, it's just all desert when they first get here, and then all these people come, so they have to make, they have to be self-sufficient, so they made areas where they garden. But, I mean, think about it. There was no water.
Right.
They had to, lay pipes for miles and miles and miles to get
the water source. Which is interesting because I can't remember. Oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. But he actually was one of the Assay people. The Assay. Assay. The Assay. The Sassay Assay.
Let's see how the computer says it. I wonder if I can get it on here.
But Swindell, I think that his name was Swindell.
Oh, so he's a swindler?
No. But Henry Wickenburg actually helped him. He's the one that got the, like, you know how the canals, the whole canal system?
All over?
Yeah. So if it wasn't for that and Henry Wickenburg helping this guy gets, like, the whole canal system going.
That is interesting. All right, listen. Assay. It is. Okay.
Assay.
We know what. Yeah, we know. Yeah, sure. We knew what we were talking about.
I had no idea. I should have looked it up. Okay, so getting to the end of the history part, 1942, the Vulture mine was shut down by a regulatory agency for processing gold. This was a violation at the time because all resources were to be focused on the war effort, and that pretty much marked the beginning of the end of Vulture City as far as the living are concerned.
And all mines.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If it wasn't deemed necessary for the war, it was pretty much shut down.
Mm-hmm. Vulture City's post office was established in October 4th, 1880. Mm-hmm. And that made Henry Wickenburg the first postmaster. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
He could make himself...
He wore a lot of hats.
He could be the mayor, the governor, anything he wanted to be.
He did have a lot of titles, but postmaster was one of them.
It was. Hold on, I just want to... Oh, wait. Are you going to talk about the schoolhouse and the kids?
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to get to all that.
All right.
All right.
Wait.
No, we can talk about it together.
Did you say it had more than 5,000 people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait. Did you...
Wait,
did you say
were
the
you
tree,
listening to me?
The tree was an ironwood tree?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just joking. But wait, do you talk about how he died?
We're going to.
Okay, I don't want to mess that up.
All right. It is known that 18 men died in the town as a result of being executed at blah, 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 blah. We talked about that.
Yes, but let's talk about the ones that died in...
Wait.
I'm so excited.
Carlene, wait.
Come on, I'm excited.
Carlene.
I'm excited.
Did I tell you that that little house was 15 by 20 feet?
Oh, dear Lord. Who cares?
I do. It was so tiny.
Wait, the little house that we were in?
Yeah.
It didn't seem that tiny.
It was tiny.
It didn't seem
and it has these little holes in it, which...
Yeah, what were those? Are those like...
to shoot.
Interesting. Because when we were watching the video, I was wondering what those holes were.
Yeah, they're on both sides. They're for, like, to stick your rifle through.
Yeah, because when we were playing back the video of me and you.
Right.
I'm like, I wonder what those holes are. I just assume like ventilation.
And I'm going to put pictures of everything, guys.
Yeah.
Everything. You're going to get a photo dump of everything.
That's pretty. That's an interesting little hymn, huh?
The gun holes?
Yeah. I had no idea that's what those were for.
Bottom portion of the house is made of stone. Mm-hmm. And then the top portion is adobe. So, of course.
But, I mean, think
if you're
about it.
hiding out from...
Those things have lasted for... We have buildings... My house. My house isn't even lasting as long as these houses have.
Okay, let's talk about the hanging tree again.
What are you going to talk about? That it was an ironwood?
No, I just wanted to give you this quote from Gloria Henkel, who I guess lived there.
Wow.
I got this from the Arizona Republic. She says, back then, Wickenburg was a vigilante town. Mm-hmm. Okay, she owns Wickenburg Legends and Ghost Tours with her son, Scott Taylor. We didn't have a lawman for years and years. We actually had 2 hanging trees, one in town and another out by the mine.
Interesting.
It wasn't a very nice hanging either, with drop doors. This was a much more gruesome hanging. They would put the condemned man on a rock or a mule and kick them out from under him. It could take 2 minutes or 2 hours to die.
Or longer.
Yeah. That's just...
They literally
like stand
suffered.
on their tippy toes.
Yeah. Until they...
Depending on how tall they are. This tree is not huge.
No. The limbs that they like are going to hang them from. I mean, imagine being a 6 foot tall man. Forget about it.
Right.
Like... How are they going to hang you? Maybe they'll just shoot you.
A taller branch.
Oh, maybe. But you definitely are going to struggle. It's not just going to snap your neck and you're going to die.
No.
You're definitely going to
try and stay on your tippy toes. Ew. If you're a short guy, which people were pretty short back then.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have too many 6 foot tall people.
No.
Way back then.
No.
As evidenced by a lot of the furniture and the doorways.
And the
people
bed.
were hobbits.
They were smaller. Yeah,
we're getting
hormones.
taller and taller.
It's the hormones that they put in food.
The one thing that I really like, because I didn't walk all the way around the tree to the angle that you were at, I didn't realize it was the hanging tree.
Oh.
Until I was going over footage.
What?
But I feel like you were like, we just saw it. And I was like, oh, I missed it. And then I went over the footage. I was like,
there's a sign.
Oh. Well, I didn't, but I wasn't.
But you weren't there.
Yeah, because I came around the tree on the other side. So they had it set up for Halloween, guys.
Definitely, because they had the grave boxes that you could get into.
Yeah.
That you got into.
Yeah.
We should have both and then taken a picture.
I know. Why didn't we?
I don't know.
I know. It was warm. It was pretty hot that day. And there was lots of bees.
Oh my! And the sage that they were burning was ridiculous.
It was a little distracting.
It was a lot.
And the bees. There was lots of bees. Did I mention the bees?
Okay, can I just tell you? Hold on. Alma is like, I need water and shade, and then she walks over right by a trash can that has about 500, not even joking, 500 bees swarming around it. And I kept getting compelled to go to that building.
Right.
And where all those people were. And so I'm like, hey, first of all, you decide to come where all the bees are. And you're like,
what attracted me to the table was there was no people.
Oh, no people.
No people.
Nope. And the people.
I don't like to people all the time.
No. And then I'm like, why don't we go inside that building?
I mean, it was a picnic table. There was 2 picnic tables.
It was.
Right?
It seemed perfectly innocent.
I was like, oh, these picnic tables are empty.
Except for
the bees. There was a giant-ass garbage can.
The bees.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, bees.
But then we went in the building and, well, we'll tell you about that at some point.
All right, let me just talk about some of the more infamous people that went through Vulture City besides Henry Wickenburg.
Wait,
you want to talk about the Dutchman?
No. Oh, wait, are you talking about it?
Yeah.
Because I didn't write it.
Oh,
I just am excited about it.
Okay, so they also had their share of murder and rape. Not just the hangings, not just the vigilante stuff, but the murder.
Are you going to get this, Sabrina?
Was it Sabrina?
Mm-hmm. Sabrina
Lucero?
Yeah, Lucero.
Oh, I have a different Froilana Lucero.
She was 15.
Froilana, her name.
Oh, I have 15-year-old Sabrina by Juan Ramos.
That was one of her brothers, I think.
Yeah, he was hanged.
No. So this is a story
for murdering her.
There was a couple different stories. Okay, so one infamous and horrible person that passed through the town was Charles B. Stanton, who also has a ghost town in Arizona named after him.
What?
He was a fucking shitbag. Okay?
Why does he have a place named after him?
Because he was one of those people that
gave
he had
money?
People killed. Okay, first off, he was one of the people that worked in the assay office in the beginning.
Those seem like
he started out pretty
prominent people.
Yeah, and he was stealing, of course, and he ends up cutting himself a deal for some town further north, and from the money he was pilfering on the side. But he was killed by the brothers of Froilana Lucero for raping her.
Oh.
At first, Stanton took up honest employment working as an assayer at the Vulture mine near Wickenburg, but he was thieving.
Yeah, this one says Juan Ramos was hanged on the tree for murdering 15-year-old Sabrina. What is it?
Lucero.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it's a different girl.
Yeah, because she was just murdered. She wasn't raped. Who had, well, I mean, maybe she was. She probably was. She actually turned away his advances. She was like, fuck you, and he killed her. Sabrina was buried in a nearby cemetery, and then it talks about the over 90 souls were buried in the town cemetery.
I think people get these stories convoluted because this girl, Froilana, wasn't killed actually in the town. Because I was listening to some of those stories on some of those shows on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but maybe they're
and
two different people.
Lucero. Yeah, I think they're two different people.
Yeah.
And then there's also the notorious Jacob Waltz, a.k.a. the Lost Dutchman.
Right.
He worked as a foreman for several years. Waltz was known to be one of the worst thieves the mine ever saw. He also claimed to have a secret mine in the Superstition Mountains where he would return the enormous quantities of gold. To this day, nobody has found the mine, and it is known as the Dutchman's Lost Mine. I'm pretty sure that's gold that he took from...
Yeah, he took it from there.
The Vulture Mine.
Was hiding it there. Yeah, 100%.
I think we're safe to say that.
Yeah. And the Apaches probably took it. Did that make sense? Did I just say words? The Apaches have probably taken it by now. Holy crap. That tequila.
Okay, and then as for Henry Wickenburg, in 1866, he sold 4/5 of the stake in the Vulture to Mr. Phelps of New York. The contract price was $85,000. However, Henry only received $25,000 of that.
Oh, no.
Because it was said that he could not provide clear title to the mine.
What?
While Wickenburg did have litigation fees, he still had other claims and was deeded 160 acres in 1879. The deed was signed by President Rutherford B. Hayes. This property became downtown Wickenburg. And then he ended up dying of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head in May 14th, 1905. A few years before that, in 1903, Wickenburg initiated a deed in which he named Helene Holland as beneficiary of his estate. She had been his caretaker.
I heard that he died El Broco.
Yeah, because he made bad... He fucking founded this place, but he made bad investments. I think, like, when he died, while he gave all his money away, he sold his ranch, the Wickenburg Ranch. And then, I mean, he was, like, in his 80s.
He was 85.
80s. Okay. And they think he might have had dementia.
He must have had something because start out so bright,
right,
and smart,
and made so many
business smart,
helped Arizona advance in so many ways.
And then to at 85 just be like make horrible decisions and die penniless and shoot yourself with your Colt revolver.
Many felt that the ruling of suicide was questionable, including the Maricopa County Sheriff Murphy. Wickenburg was laid to rest in what is now known as the Henry Wickenburg Pioneer Cemetery.
It's what I read and the things that I saw said he shot himself near the hanging tree.
Yeah, and then other stuff that I read that and I didn't wasn't anywhere near that.
I didn't even know he had a different residency. I thought he just lived at that same place.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It just really depends on what you see, where you do your... I never saw any of that. And I looked at things, watched podcasts, or listened to podcasts and watch YouTubes. But I also didn't have time to, deep dive. You got some cool information.
Right. Listen, my husband puts on movies at the end of the night, and I'm on my phone Googling things sometimes, and he's, looking at me like, why are you on your phone?
But
it's during the day, I don't have time because I've been busy with the whole mug thing. So, yeah I kind of feel bad. You want to go step by step, the different, places that we went into, and I can give a little bit of the history of those places as we go along.
Wait a minute.
Of our tour.
Hold on. Are you going to talk about the guys that died?
Oh, well, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if I wrote it down. Oh, wait.
I did write a bunch of people, the mines, the
in 1923, several miners were killed in a large underground chambers. That even makes sense because I read it wrong.
No, it is. It does make sense.
But they were killed in... Okay.
So basically...
Well, okay, so hold on. I heard that there were some guys that went in there to steal gold.
Right.
And they were chipping away at the... So when they go into these mines, they leave natural pillars. Well, so it doesn't come down.
Yeah.
These guys went in and were hammering away at that.
Yeah.
And the thing collapsed on them and they basically got buried alive.
Yeah, there was
7 of them or 10 of them.
Yeah. Miners would come around sunset and dig remaining ore. So apparently it was an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't just happen overnight.
But then what was the, there were this group of Asian men. They actually have a photo of them. They weren't stealing. They were in a mine. And they actually, same thing, the caved in on them. Yeah, there was
a lot of mine cave-ins. Because, I mean,
that happened with the coal mines, too.
So this one is called the Glory Hole. The one that you're talking about?
Right, the Glory Hole, because then people are making fun of,
the Glory Hole.
The Glory Hole.
Which didn't have the same connotation back then, apparently.
No.
Apparently.
Apparently, it wasn't the Glory Hole.
After a while, there was no rock to support the beams. The Glory Hole collapsed, trapping and killing 7 men and 12 donkeys.
Oh, that's right. The donkeys.
The donkeys.
Okay, but before I came, I was watching these 2 guys. They were allowed. I don't know.
Was it the BuzzFeed guys?
No. Oh, no. I love them. I have that on here. They actually they go down mines. Mm-hmm. And they actually went all the way down the mine, all through the tunnels. It's kind of a cool watch. I wish I would have wrote it down, but I didn't. I would have
saw that one. I watched a bunch.
It was freaking me out because they were going in these really tight spaces. And I'm just like, no, hell to the no. But, I mean, obviously they made it out. But anyway, they were finding some cool shit down there. Like, they found a skeleton, I think, of a cat. Mm-hmm. They called it a miner's cat or something like that. And then nobody has really gone down there. So to see, like, these people that have been buried alive.
Right, they're still trapped down there.
Mm-hmm. And so their skeletons are down there.
They are haunting that area. They are. Mm-hmm. So many see apparitions that could be seen around the head of the mine.
Ooh.
And witnesses report unusual cold spots and the feeling of being watched in that area. So we weren't anywhere near that.
No. I kind of wish we were. And, okay, so you saying that, I was watching this one. I can't remember which YouTube it was. They had they did some Native American ceremony. Mm-hmm. And in their pictures, there's a shadow figure, and they're like, it looks like a guy, and he's leaning on his rifle. And I'm like, no, it looks like somebody leaning on a staff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, kind of would look like a Native American leaning on something. So what if it's something to do with the caves, though? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody from being buried in the caves.
It could be.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, what if they're leaning
Apparently a lot of people died here. A lot of people.
Yeah. I often wonder, like, even just going hiking or for a walk in the desert, because I do that all the time.
Walk alone
when I was
in the
a
desert.
kid. When I was a kid, I did,
into the middle of the desert.
Yeah, we'd go, like...
Go on a trek.
We actually did do that. And I lived right across the street from a mountain. But I would always think, like, I wonder how many people died here or were buried here. So now I know, doing what I do, there was a reason I was probably thinking that.
Right.
I think it would be fun to do a stagecoach ride.
They're having one there. They
Get
have
the fuck
there.
out.
Yeah.
No, I want to do one from, like, Phoenix to Tucson. Like how they used to back in the day.
That would really be fun?
Yes. Like, not when it's 115 degrees out, but when the weather's nice.
Well, I mean, if you really want to be authentic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that would be fun because I can't even stand a bumpy ride in the car.
No,
or the
I
truck.
think it would be fun.
I sit there going, go.
Look at her. I think it would totally be fun. I don't know why. I think it would probably not be very comfortable, but it would be fun. Or even just horseback it. Then, like, sleep in the desert. No. That would freak the fuck out of me.
No.
But get me to Tucson and let me sleep in a cushy hotel and then bring me back. That'd be okay. I'd be all right with that.
If they had glamping. If we had glamping.
Yeah.
We used to go camping all the time.
I like camping.
Yeah. I don't anymore.
Oh, no?
No.
I do. Okay, but... Or go, like, do one up north, but then you're going up hill. Holy Jesus.
Hill.
Okay, so where were you?
Let's just go through our
ghost
tour
things?
one at a time. So the places that we saw as
we're talking about ours, or you want to talk about other?
Well, let's go through them and then talk about the history of the buildings.
So, well, I mean, like, a lot of other people experienced things.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So when we got there,
Yeah.
we walked through this thing that said Vulture City.
Yes.
And we go in and there's like a gas station.
Oh, yeah. That people... Okay, how many times did I tell you, like, come check out this bathroom?
Yeah.
And I was going
I
all
didn't
the
feel
way
anything
in.
in there.
But
you
why,
did.
why did I keep having... I went in that fucking building probably 4 times.
Right.
And then I was like insisting, like, come check out this bathroom, and couldn't figure out why until I watched some YouTubes and was like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's why I was feeling shit.
Mind you, there's pumpkins everywhere. There's these, like, they're kind of like, because Halloween.
Yeah.
So I'm like distracted by pumpkins.
Oh.
And she's like already in the building. And she's like, check out this bathroom. So I go and there's like, oh,
it's
a
full of rat shit.
ugly bathroom. Like, wow, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible living conditions. That's all I'm thinking.
I really like looking at like the old register or like the cans of
Yeah.
oil, and then, but for some reason I kept going back to that fucking bathroom, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and then so I'm watching. What was it that it was a judge?
Was it the one Jay and was it Paranormal Files?
It was Paranormal Arizona, something like that. But okay, Project Paranormal Arizona YouTube.
Yeah.
And so Jay was giving them the tour. So he starts, of course, there at because that's where you start.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the experiences that he had in there.
Yeah.
So he said that.
I think that's where I was like, oh, that's why.
He said things were moving, like in the bathroom, like something moved from one side of the toilet to the other.
Yeah.
Did you see that part?
I don't remember that.
So that was pretty much
station.
the gas station. So the next thing we went to was the pump house, which was
The what?
the pump house.
Which one was that?
That big metal
Oh,
place.
there was nothing
There
there.
was really nothing there.
Okay.
And then there was the Roost Museum, which was where all the dolls were. Oh my God, there was dolls everywhere in this place.
Wait,
dolls.
Is that the one that had... That's not the schoolhouse one.
Well, it said something about schoolhouse, but I don't think that was actually the schoolhouse.
Okay, is that the one that had the piano in
Yeah.
it? Okay, so here's a weird thing. When we walked in, I was like strangely fascinated by this piano. And I kept thinking, is it going to go off by itself or something? And then come to find out, it does have a habit of playing by itself.
Yep.
That's crazy. I didn't know that though at the time.
Yeah, and apparently there's all the dolls in there.
Yeah.
There's a collection of dolls haunted dolls.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then okay, so as we're walking through this, Alma is like, do you feel anything? Do you feel anything? No. Then we get to that building. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, no, I don't feel it. You hear me on our video. I'm like, no, I don't feel anything. But I'm filming anyway just to make sure I'm not missing anything. And then you see energies flying around.
Right.
And then I'm like, this picture kind of creeped me out. And then I said, wouldn't it be funny if someone flew by you or something like that? And sure,
and in that instant,
somebody flies by her.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah. You were looking at that one picture and you said she was creepy. And I said she just looked sad to me. She had really sad eyes.
You're right. She did. And but I thought my initial reaction was she looked creepy.
Yeah. There was a lot of dolls in there.
Right. She did. She looks sad. The pictures were pretty cool that were in there, though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and I'll share those with you guys. And then we went to the blacksmith shop and head frame. So it was the head frame, that big triangular thing that you were talking about.
Oh, right.
Okay. And did you feel anything in there? I don't think we even got anything in there.
Is that the blacksmith?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't feel anything.
But people have gotten stuff in there.
I did video in there just to make sure. That's where I did my video that I never posted. Mm-hmm. But and I'll be interested to see if we caught any EVPs on it. They do say that somebody had a tragic death in there where they a blacksmith or something was crushed on some equipment. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Was that the Jimmy Davis guy?
I don't know the name.
All right. So one of the more infamous ghosts is that of Jimmy Davis. Jimmy was a hardworking man, well known amongst his colleagues for getting the job done right. One day while Jimmy was working the mines, the pulley system malfunctioned. I don't think this is the same guy, but let's just talk about him. Jimmy got up on a ladder to fix the belt when his arm got stuck in the loop of the pulley. The belt tightened.
Oh, that sounds like it.
Oh, yeah, it is because they moved that stuff from the mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
So it wasn't exactly in that
I kept
location.
thinking it was in there, but
Yeah.
It sounds like you're right.
The pulley system malfunctioned. Jimmy got up on a ladder to fix the belt when his arm got stuck in the loop of the pulley. The belt tightened. When he tried to get out, Jimmy was launched several feet in the air with his arm still stuck in the loop. His body was smashed into multiple pieces of heavy machinery, breaking every bone in the man's body before dumping his body hundreds of feet down into the central mine shaft. The worst part was that Jimmy wasn't killed right away. It took 5 hours for Jimmy to die.
Yeah, but they said that he was, like, out.
Well, here it says he cried and begged for mercy, being in an excruciating pain.
Jeepers.
But it was no use. His body was too far down to be recovered. His blood-curdling screams can still be heard. Well, maybe this is not the same guy.
Maybe it's a different one, because I heard there was a guy that, but he couldn't reach him. Mm-hmm. So, but he was like unconscious, but it did take him several hours to die. That could have been a different guy.
Says his blood-curdling screams can still be heard echoing through the mine, though some have heard cries for help in other parts of the Vulture City grounds. Others claim to hear the sound of a pulley machine whipping around as if it were malfunctioning.
Wait a minute. Okay, first of all, that makes a much better story. But remember when we're listening to your thing and you're like, what's that sound?
But it's in almost every one. It's like a clicking. It sounds like
it does
machinery.
Sound like a fan.
Yeah, and there's nothing. Nothing's like, there's no electricity.
But maybe that just, I mean, now that we know that I caught some weird ass shit constantly on mine.
That's weird.
Because it's almost like they were we didn't know that they talked that much on mine till we kept listening.
Yeah. It says paranormal investigators claim to have discovered Jimmy's spirit hanging around the mine powerhouse.
Hang.
And his ghost, no pun intended, and his ghost has been seen at the entrance of the mine on multiple occasions.
All right. You know what? I just want to have a feel for it on my own with no distractions.
Like I said, we need to go back because there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, and I want my own story. Like, I want to get the truth from, I trust spirit more than I trust physical world, and I just want them to tell me.
Apparently they don't do overnights anymore.
Well, they were here.
Were they?
During recently they did some, but maybe you have to be
website.
Maybe you have to be a famous YouTuber.
Okay, so Nickel Rays, I don't think there was anything really ceremony area. Wells Fargo post office. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Okay, so I don't have anything as far as like what other people have found in that area, except what you just mentioned that they found a grave.
Right. That we really didn't know about.
Okay, so here's our experience. Let me start this out saying, Carlene walked ahead and walked straight into the building. I was filming from the outside because I wanted to get some footage on the outside of the place, and she was in there for a few minutes before I even walked in.
And I was like, I'm just gonna video some of these cool ass typewriters and stuff so my kids could see them.
Mm-hmm. And so I come around, take a close up, and there's this square window, and I just kind of like zoom in on that square window, and I see Carlene in there, and it's, if you know Carlene, you know when she's talking to spirit, and I could tell. And not only could I tell, nobody was in there and she was talking to somebody. So I was like, started filming her, and then she notices me filming her, and she says, there's something in here. Yeah. So I walk around. But before I even walk around, what we found just moments before we started recording this podcast.
Yeah. Well, first, I'm like, hey, so before I came here, I was listening to my footage just to see if I got any EVPs. And then on this one, I think I might have gotten something. But anyway, listen to it and see if you hear anything. And then
I'm going to put it in here.
As she's listening, I can hear it from where I'm sitting, and I'm like, oh shit, it's creeping me out. So then we listen to it further, and we're like, holy fuck, that said something. It's like more and more.
There's like a whisper.
Yeah.
So she's like,
it's like,
is somebody in here?
Yeah.
And then there's like this whisper that's like
that.
Yeah. And we're like, what the fuck was that? There's like several whispers.
Yeah.
But only 2 that actually feel like you can make something out.
Right. The rest are weird. Like at one point, we didn't even know this one section where I'm talking and I'm like, what did I say during that one where there's the man's voice? Mm-hmm. Like it's an actual vocal cord.
Right.
You hear a man's voice. I'm in here. It's me and you at that point, isn't it? We're in there together. But anyway, and I'm like, who's in here? Talk to me or whatever. And you can hear a man. It's like a whisper in a man's.
So obviously you heard it auditorially because you said do that again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I hear him somehow because I did. You
said do that again.
Oh, you're in here, so do that again or something like that.
And it says something else.
Yeah.
And then
my God, it's crazy because the more we were listening, the more we're like, wait, that's something.
Amplified it, and slowed it down. Yeah. We're like, oh my God.
It wasn't just the one thing that I
literally gave me the fucking goosebumps, like the craziest goosebumps I've ever gotten in my life.
I don't want to say what we think it is because I kind of think I want people to tell us what they think it is.
So right now, we're going to play you the unedited version. Mm-hmm.
Do that again. Can you do that again?
And now we're going to play you the amplified version right now.
Do that again. Can you do that again?
Do that again. Can you do that again?
And we don't want to spoil things, so you guys tell us what you hear. We'll talk about maybe on the next podcast what we thought we heard. Okay.
Yeah. It was so fun. But that's fun. Only that one. Like we haven't even finished going through all the footage that I have on my phone.
No, because you got some stuff. Mm-hmm. Apparently they were talking to you.
Talking
as normal. The Assay Lab. Okay, so we kind of skipped that, and then we went to the brothel first, and then we came back around.
Oh, you're going in the order that we walked?
Yeah, we walked.
Okay,
so we went to the doctor. Okay, so you go up to this building. You pass the assay building, which is huge assay building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's so much going on. There was a lot of sage being burned, first of all. Let me just tell you, it was very distracting.
It dawned on me while we were in the Wells Fargo building, because when we were in the Wells Fargo building and I walked around because you said there's something in here. Mm-hmm. What did I immediately say when I walked in there?
You're getting a headache.
Yeah, but I didn't know what we caught. It was right after that.
Yeah,
it's okay, I'm getting a weird headache.
Right. We thought it was,
and it disappeared as soon as we walked out of there.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. So crazy.
All right. So next, we walked past the assay building. We walked to the brothel.
Okay, so hold on. Can I just tell you my experience walking to this brothel? Because it has something to do with our whole thing.
Okay.
Well, we're walking to it because now we had our Wells Fargo experience. Now we're walking to this. And all I keep hearing is rub your hands on the ground. Rub your hands on well, I don't typically need to do all that. I don't typically need to ground yourself, do the shit, picture the white light. I don't typically need to do all those things. But they kept insisting that I do that, and I didn't. And then we went into the brothel.
Right. Well, first we
went to that. There was a doctor, because it's connected.
But you kind of brushed past it. You went straight to the brothel. I was
super attracted to that brothel area.
Yeah. And so I'm checking out the whole doctor's office because I'm intrigued by that. And apparently there are some things that happen in that doctor's office. He's actually been heard, and that Jay guy.
I wish I stuck around there more, but there's a reason why I was drugged to that brothel area. The Bordello.
What are their names?
The doctor?
No, the Jay and Marie.
Jay and Marie Yates.
Okay, yeah. Their names are posted kind of
all over, actually.
Yeah. That one that I was telling you that I saw from the doctor's office, he actually had experiences where in playback, they hear a deep voice and they think it's the doctor. So this doctor apparently was a wacko. He would get miners drunk and he would poison them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was looking for his name everywhere because it's like they know so much about him, but they didn't mention his name, which kind of drove me crazy. And I was like looking for him everywhere. So if anybody knows, feel free to let us know.
I mean, I have to say, watching these two give tours is really interesting. They know a lot of history.
Right.
They do, like, if somebody says, well, I heard this, they'll say, well, I mean, we don't have documentation to prove that. And I like that they
let you know that.
Yeah.
So they said that this guy ended up all over the place, but he ended up in some insane asylum. Insane asylum
The
in
Wackadoodle Farm.
Napa Valley, and he's buried in their cemetery.
Wow.
So
he ended up in an upper class cemetery with wine.
Yeah. Maybe he's sipping wine right now.
The Wackadoodle Wine Farm.
The Wackadoodle.
The Wackadoodle.
The Wackadoodle.
Wackadoodle.
So anyways, they actually got some EVPs of him saying...
How many abortions do you think he did?
Oh, I'm okay. Need we mention that the doctor's office is in the same
building,
like exact building?
The building's attached. They're just like rooms
to the brothel / boarding house.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Okay, can I just say something? It came from here. I don't think it was coming from my voice though. It came from right here. Wait, is that me?
That's you. That's
me. It was me.
Oh my
but
God,
how did I make that sound?
Dude.
Why would I have made that sound just now?
I don't know.
Listen, shit like that happens where I'm like, why did that sound come out of my mouth? There's no that you just witnessed it.
That was weird.
We're just talking and that sound
just went.
I mean, I have to force myself to make that sound. It came out effortlessly.
That was
so
weird.
That was not an EVP, although I do want to hear what it says. Because I do think it's not. I'm telling you, I was being channeled in that bordello.
Okay, we're going to get to the bordello, but let me just talk about what Jay picked up.
Okay, go.
So he said on one of them,
I'm going to keep my mouth shut so no words can come out in the speaker. Because if something comes out, I want it. Actually, I'm going to stand back here.
Okay. So he said that when they were doing one of their ghost hunts, recordings and stuff, they were with some amateur people, and he walks into one of the rooms right in this little area right here, and he says he can hear them talking in the next room, and he walks in and he says, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Yes.
And then
behind him
in the playback, you hear Jesus Christ
mocking him.
And then...
That's a freaky ass story.
That is freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's way more freaky than my voice just doing things by itself.
And then there was another one, and I think it was on a separate occasion, where he asks, I wonder if the spirits realize that they're dead.
Oh, right. Yes.
And
yes.
a voice in playback says, I'm dead. In that same creepy ass voice.
I like how you're making
because that's what it sounded like when he said it.
I'm dead.
Oh shit, motherfucker.
What the fuck? You think we're that stupid?
We're fucking dead.
That's hilarious.
So he credits this to the doctor, and he actually heard somebody or saw an apparition of somebody. And I don't know if they actually caught this on video footage or if he saw with his own eyes. I can't remember. But he saw a man, the figure of a man, right in that area. And it's probably a different occasion with the hat on, like an apparition.
Right.
A tall man.
Oh,
and he thinks it was a doctor.
Wait, was it Yates that said this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hold on. This could have been around this time. So Colin Brown or whatever, I don't know his last name, but from Paranormal Files. Mm-hmm. They go on a tour. This could be it. They go on a tour with Jay and Marie and their kid, Jay and Marie's son. And Colin's dad is with them. And so they're walking through, and as they're walking through, freaky shit's happening right there. They didn't expect it. They were just doing a little tour. Mm-hmm. And they get to what I think is that same area. It may have been a different area, but I think it's that same area. Anyway, they're talking, and Marie and Colin's dad are in another area. Jay and Colin and Jay's son are in the opposite part. And Jay's son, you see him on Colin's video, get distracted. He's like looking at something, like he sees somebody. Then you hear Colin's dad and Marie are like freaking out because they realize they just saw somebody outside the window. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh my God. Okay, so then they come up because they're like, oh, was that you guys? And they're like, no. So they're all realizing at the same time they all saw something, but it wasn't. And so they're trying to explain to Marie and Colin's dad, no, we just all saw it at the same time. You saw it outside. We saw it down the walkway. A man with a hat on, like a shadow figure with a hat on, and they saw it peeking in the window, and Jay and everybody else saw it down the walkway.
Right.
That's fucking freaky.
Yeah.
But kind of cool at the same time. I mean, in Carlene's world, that's badass cool, and I wish I was there.
In Alma's world, I think that's badass cool still too.
Yeah, but in Alma's world, she's saying, I think I see a man, a shadow with a hat on over there. Oh my God, we gotta go. And I'm going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. In the middle of the desert.
All right, so as you walk down this building, and it's kind of almost done like hacienda style, like there's that porch in front of it, like the walkway. Mm-hmm. In the middle there's you're getting to the bordello, so there's supposed to be the madam's quarters.
Yeah, they all have different, like the higher up you are, the bigger your room.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently that's what they say.
And then as you walk, there's the entrance to the actual whorehouse, as it would have been called. The soiled doves. And this, we experienced some stuff in this room.
Yeah. So. So this is where we have video. But I was already in there. And then I'm not even realizing it for the longest time that I'm just, because I was checking it out, like looking at all, cool clothes and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, by the time I'm looking into that bedroom, I realize I'm just staring, and I'm talking to myself the whole time. I can hear everything that's going on, and I'm like, why am I just standing here staring? Like, I should probably snap out of it. Can I snap out of it? What am I doing? What is happening? And then I realized, wait a minute, this isn't normal. I need to force myself to stop staring right now, because I think somebody who shouldn't be is trying to force me to
do something.
Yeah. So I was like, this is fucking weird. So then I was like, blah, got myself out of it. And then you came in and you were like, this doesn't feel right. And then I was like, holy shit, this just happened. And then you were like, yeah, I don't feel right in here.
Okay, so you walk in and there's like kind of like the entry room. It's like a living room almost. And then, so the first room that's on your left is a room that they would go into. I
believe the room that I was mesmerized, I believe that is Mexican Rita's room.
Right. And then you go through there and there's another room behind it. But we couldn't
because
you can't. Yeah. So, and then on your right there's like a little kitchen area, which is pretty cool. Inside, yeah. And then you look on your the right wall, there's the entryway into that madam's room. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
And here's the weird thing. You know how that we were talking about that one episode, Time Loss? Uh-huh. I know I looked into all those rooms, and like we were talking, I just kind of grazed through like the doctor office, but I don't remember any of that because of that one fucking room.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Because when you first walk in, there's a fucking life-size mannequin standing there, and she's pretty fucking intimidating.
I remember her and I liked her outfit.
Yeah. And you'll see a picture of that.
But anyway, Yeah, but I know there was a room right there. I know I looked in it. I know I looked in it thoroughly.
Right.
But I can't remember it.
Right.
Until, like you're saying, there's a room right there. I'm like, yeah, it was the mannequin and then the room.
Right.
Why not? And then...
That was the kitchen.
Oh, that's the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I was seeing.
So when I come in behind you, you had pulled back out of the doorway. And I walked into the doorway. And mind you, the doorway is like a tunnel.
Yeah.
It's about 2 feet wide.
Because they allow you to walk in, so you're kind of in the room. So
I think it's because they're adobe walls.
Yeah.
It might be because of that.
But I think it's kind of cool because you're allowed to walk in the room instead of have to, like, try and look.
Yeah.
So they allow you to walk in for, like, a foot or two.
Yeah. So you're standing there. And as I'm standing there, I immediately felt anxiety.
Yeah. You're like, I have anxiety.
Like,
and
this
your
is
head
making
was doing
me
something.
Yeah. And when we were... And I was reminded of that when we were going through the footage. And so I stepped back.
Yeah.
And then you walked back in and you're explaining what you felt.
Yeah.
And then you started doing the Carlene thing. And then you walked back out and you were like, okay.
I have to get out of here.
But first you were like trying to explain what you thought was in there.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Other people brought that energy.
It wasn't there.
Right.
It wasn't something that originated
It's
there.
not like, what did I call her? Margarita? No, Mexican Rita.
Mexican Rita.
It's not like that's her energy generated in there.
Right.
That is from...
That weird feeling, that negative feeling.
No. Yeah. It's ghosts. It's Maria and Jay and the people that they bring in and, everybody bringing the negative. Different
stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody's ever done, like, Ouija boards or any of that, but I wouldn't doubt it if they have.
Well, and here's the thing. When people... I think I've said this before, but when you go on these things or when people go on these things, a lot of times when I watch these YouTubes and they're like, who's with us? Or, and I'm hearing it's grandma or at one time I kept hearing Gary and it was the woman's son.
Right.
And I kept saying, I think it's her son. And then sure shit, she's like, my son's name is Gary. Oh, that's so weird. But your loved ones are around you. So, of course, when you go in those places, you're going to have your guides and your loved ones protecting you. So they're going to... And if you're opening that door, they want to get in and talk to you.
Right.
And then if you're calling... Like, listen, if I say this all the time, too. If somebody comes to my house after I'm dead, I'm going to show up.
Right.
So if you're like, ooh, I wonder if the woman who owned the house is here. Hell yeah, I'm gonna come and say hi.
I think you've said this before too, but when I've watched different ghost hunt places and I've heard different psychics go into places and get pissed off because they think that somebody's come in and played with the Ouija board or something like that, and they've opened a doorway and allowed something in that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to close it, so.
Right. They didn't. And I love people that are like, you have to say goodbye. Like, if you just say goodbye, you don't want somebody to just leave the room. I'm like, yeah, that's it. You opened a negative portal and you're just like, bye-bye. I mean, if you just would have said goodbye, we would have left. You fuckers didn't say goodbye, so we stuck around.
So other things that people have heard when they're in there or have experienced, there's a doll.
Oh, yeah.
That apparently emits its own EMF frequency.
Yeah.
People have experienced the dolls actually moving, dolls' eyes moving, following them, objects moving, perfume. Mexican Rita, apparently that's attributed to her.
Rose perfume, and they actually have rose perfume.
I wrote this one down, but then you were talking about it earlier. Linens moving on their own.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So the reason I brought it up was because before I came, I was watching Jay go around with some other people. Oh, no, Jay was alone. Jay and Maria's in another room, and I told Alma, I'm like, he's got some legitimate shit on there, and his camera is facing the closet. You could see everything clearly. And then he's like, Marie, and then she's like, what? The clothes in here just moved. She's like, uh-huh. Like, so what? But I checked it over and over and over and over, and never did I see the clothes move.
Yeah. And then other people get strange feelings and waves of emotion, which for me was the anxiety.
Right.
Many have I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
I just need to mention something. My computer was just scrolling by itself.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm
noted.
not. Wait, where's the little girl named Izzy? Where does she hang out?
I don't know.
But people say she's there.
Yeah, but I didn't run into anything about her.
I didn't find her anywhere, but she comes up on EVPs too. And in buildings they have like Izzy's place and stuff like that.
Okay, let's talk about that just right now. Hold on just a second.
Yeah,
Let me finish
go ahead. You're fine.
The bordello. Many have reported strong odor described as an old miner who had worked all day out in the sun.
Oh, a lot of the EVPs that they get in there are from men.
And then others have witnessed a more pleasant scent of French perfume, which is...
Right.
Okay, so Mexican Rita is said to haunt this place. People have also seen shadows, have heard whispers, and one of the EVPs that they caught was, "Do you know the way out?"
Oh.
Which they attribute to her.
Huh. Interesting.
All right, so let's get back to this thing, this Izzy, because I didn't put this in here, but they talked about the fact that due to influenza, a lot of children died.
A lot. Okay, but did we see something that said diphtheria?
No.
I thought we did.
But
I thought it was written
thinking
on
like
one
the
of
Spanish
the
flu.
I mean, it did say... Did you see him go limp? I thought we saw... I thought I read... He's so cute. Look at his little face. All right, I thought I read in the schoolhouse. Remember, I was like, "Oh my God, a bunch of kids died." I thought it said diphtheria, but then all of this before I came here was like influenza. Oh no, wait! It said that influenza went through the whole place,
Like the Spanish flu, which was pretty much
went through the whole place, though. But the schoolhouse said that a bunch of kids died at the schoolhouse.
Well,
from.
I don't know if I read this or if I heard this, but they said that they used the schoolhouse to where they brought the sick. So, of course, a lot of kids probably died there as well.
They also took them to the boarding houses. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
So
it was a lot of people.
There were a lot. Oh, no, smallpox also.
Yeah. Oh, was it smallpox too?
Smallpox or chickenpox? Anyway, smallpox.
It was probably smallpox.
Yes, because people died from it, so it was smallpox.
It was either smallpox or the Spanish flu. Something was going to get you back then.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for childbirth.
Yes.
Or bullets.
Or, being shot or hung. Yeah, but anyway, so I don't know, because some people have EVPs of like, who's the little girl that's here? And you hear it say Izzy.
Okay.
So they're like, and then there was a room or something. There is something, and they have it written Izzy's place or room.
The guys from BuzzFeed.
Okay, I love them.
They're cute.
I love them.
BuzzFeed. Some people don't like them, but I like them.
I do like them.
So they were in there, and they went into the actual schoolhouse, which is something we didn't go into because it's different. It's completely different from what we went.
Yeah, they went before it was all like refurbished,
right?
And things were pretty ratty back then when they went.
So they
scary.
In the schoolhouse, a door was actually opening.
Closet door. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah.
And they caught that EVP of what did it say? Did it say wait or did it say? And what's his Shane was like, I don't know, but it was a clear EVP.
Yeah. He's like always like
he is. He will not. I'm a skeptic. He will not admit it. Yeah, I think it said wait or something like that.
Yeah, I think it did.
I didn't write it down.
I think I did.
Wait.
What?
It said what?
An EVP of someone saying
and it was clear. You can hear it. It went, what?
So that was in 2017. I think that was right before they like completely like started refurbishing everything.
And then they had things, the same things that other people say, like the rocks, like making the knocking sound because they had that.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us to the Assay Lab, that big, huge building. Mm-hmm. The huge building.
Which we got is that where we were getting, no.
I didn't get anything in
there. No, where we did the necrophonic.
Where
did we do the necrophonic thing?
We did it. Oh, did we say talk about Henry Wickenburg's house?
No. Okay, that's where we did it.
Okay.
In his house, because there was a bed there.
Yeah.
That's right. Because, okay, wait. Does his house have, what had the stairs?
That was the Assay building.
That goes upstairs? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so in Henry's house, we did the necrophone. But, listen, if I get you spirit video, I am obnoxiously obnoxious. I'm pretty obnoxious in this.
She could be.
I am. I get so excited. I cannot. And I do this all the time. I mean, I could do it every day at my house. And what do you would not know, because it's so exciting.
Right.
It's such a gift.
You would think that you're jaded to it at this point.
Yeah, but no.
But you're not.
No.
Because she gets super excited every time we get something. Because it's
Every
like
time.
confirmation to like whatever you're feeling.
Whatever I'm hearing or feeling. And
But
so
I'd also like to say that we didn't look up anything before we went to
we
this
didn't know anything about this place.
because I had a lot. You sprung it on me on Friday.
Right.
We bought the tickets on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I had some shit go down on Saturday.
Yeah.
So we didn't know if we were going to end up going.
We just went Sunday.
Yeah.
And it literally was a last minute gig.
Yeah. And so we went and
We got what we got.
but when I came back and started like actually like researching, I was like, oh, holy shit. People do get this stuff in there. Like,
it validated.
yeah, totally validated.
Yeah.
But in Henry Wickenburg's place, we did use the necrophonics.
We like to pull it out for shits and giggles sometimes, and so we pulled it out. And then usually Alma holds it or controls it and does the whole gig. This time I am, so I'm like a little kid, like, oh, it's talking. And so don't notice the first beginning, but then we're holding it and it says, I think I asked how many people are here, and it said 3. And of course I'm like, it said 3. Did you hear it? It said 3. Almost like, I can hear it. Stupid dumbass.
She thinks I was like annoyed with her, and I wasn't.
I told our friend, I'm like, I know Alma was like, you are so irritated.
No, I was not.
But anyway, so it said 3 and answered us, and then we would say we asked
if it wanted us to leave, and it pretty much said leave.
Was that in that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was answering us.
Yeah,
it was. I like when it gives us actual feedback versus like, well, I mean, that could have been anything.
But it did say carry twice.
It did say carry twice, and I didn't notice it until I got home, and then it goes carry, and then
carry.
Yeah, in like 2 different voices.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, Allie, listen to this, and only my like old family, like close family and old friends that have known me from way back will call me that. So I was like, holy crap. And my sister, has been on my mind a lot. And then my father-in-law also, so I'm like, that's got to be them.
So that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Unless Spirit's just fucking with me.
Because we don't want to talk about what we got in the Wells Fargo building, but you got that.
Yeah.
And then there was, so we're not going to tell you guys, but if you guys, please give us feedback about the Wells Fargo thing.
Please.
What you think you hear.
Yeah.
Because what I thought I heard almost made me shit my pants a little while ago.
We both shit our pants, because then once you said it, then I was like, oh my God. And it's creepy ass shit.
Creepy.
Oh my God. Okay, so now where you want to go? Okay, good.
Which is a pretty cool building. You guys, if you go, you have to go into this. This was one of the last buildings we went into.
We spent the most time there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Can we talk about, like, once we left the bordello, then I had to finally touch the ground.
Yeah.
And then we were getting you had to, like, cool off.
Yeah. Oh, we went to the cookhouse.
And then we went, because I was like, let's just go over there. I kept being compelled.
And I'm like, there's people. No, there's people. But we walked that way.
I had to go. I kept being compelled. And it's crazy, because when we were walking to the whorehouse, we walked by this guy who was saging, and I just got like this, like I was being pulled to him, but it wasn't to him.
Right.
I needed to go into that building because that's where my person was.
Yeah, she had quite an extensive conversation with somebody. We probably can't really get into the details.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
but I needed to get a message to somebody for quite some time now, and I haven't. I've been avoiding it. And then if spirit wants it done, they will make it happen. So they put somebody in place. And then I was like, hey. I mean, for all we knew, that guy could have just been wearing a shirt from that place.
Right.
But nope.
You went up. Well, I was kind of thrown off because you're like, aren't you blah, 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 blah. You're like, wait, hold on. And you're like trying to remember the name.
I could not remember the guy's name. Like my thought, it was almost like walking in that building. I was so overcome. I've lost all train of thought because I'm no longer. Once I'm channeling, I can't remember a whole lot.
Right.
So I was like, oh, fuck, what is his name?
But this was probably the most amazing experience. Okay, so she takes this guy into another room. They talk privately because she doesn't know if it's something he wants to talk about in front of people. Mm-hmm. And then they come back out into the main, which is like the cook, where they actually like cooked for all the miners. Mm-hmm. Like it was this
empty,
huge building or room. Mm-hmm. And okay, before that even happened, we went through that room that you two walked in there. Right. And
we went through there, and
I mean, it just looks like an old.
It's a cool ass room. There's some really antique stuff and something spooky in there.
Yeah, there was something spooky.
Almost like that scared me. I'm like, did you get a picture?
I walked around the corner and it scared the shit out of me. Like
take a picture.
It was definitely like it had the scare vibes. Just
it does have scare vibes.
Yeah. Okay. But apparently it's for the Halloween stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. Anyways, back to this experience. This like on a couple of occasions that I've gotten to experience something like this that was just totally like out of the blue. Yeah. Watch Carlene in action and watch the look on somebody's face when
they get the
confirmation. Oh, he was totally testing you.
Yeah.
When she gets the confirmation. And this guy was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like with goosebumps because I'm just like, holy crap. Like, and there was a moment there where we got emotional.
Yeah.
Because of the spirit that was coming through was very emotional. It was very emotional. Like, and I'm like literally almost crying. Yeah. Carlene's almost crying. The guy's
totally teared up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty cool.
And then his friends come in and he's like, so yeah, he starts telling them. So that's how you know you got him, because he was not showing his cards.
Right. And who's the other psychic that was there?
Patty
Davies?
Davis? Patty Davies? Patty Davis? No?
Negri.
Oh,
Patty
okay.
Negri.
I'm getting her confused.
She was one of the
else.
speakers there. She was there the whole weekend, part of the whole Paracon thing.
Right.
And
he said he had talked to her.
Yeah, she gave him some
stuff.
If he hadn't heard that from her,
he wouldn't have given me 2 seconds. He said,
"Yeah, because you basically validated everything she said."
Right, and because the person that I brought through, he said, came through for her. He was like, "Wait a minute." I just think that opened the door for him to trust me, but then he still felt the need to test me.
Yeah,
so that's okay.
He was basically like, "Okay, wait, let me ask you one more thing."
Yeah.
If you know this, then I'll believe you. It was basically, I'll believe you if you know this.
Right. I'll deliver your message if you know this part.
Yeah. And basically he was a messenger to the person that actually needs the message.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. I just wanted to talk about that. That was like for me,
amazing.
That was, yeah. And I'm sure it was pretty amazing
for me too. Yeah.
That was one of the coolest parts of being there.
Oh.
So
I'm glad
that made my day.
Oh, it kind of made mine too. And I don't think I've told Allie yet.
No?
No, and she's a key part.
Yeah, definitely. So we walk out of there. We kind of go through all the booths. There was more dolls.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on this podcast before, but I might have because I say things over and over again. I don't like dolls.
Oh.
So the whole doll thing was super creepy to me.
Oh.
And that's why I bring up dolls all the time. Like, oh my God,
those dolls were fucking creepy though.
Well, this was like Land of the Fucked Up Dolls.
Yes. Like, let's cut off their heads and make them into something weird.
Kind of like Toy Story where the kid
yes, that's what it was.
It was like that.
Was so crazy.
It was somebody selling their wares.
So weird.
These creepy dolls. So people had a lot of cool stuff there. And then we finally made our way to the Assay building.
Right.
And we didn't have a lot of stuff
No.
We didn't have anything. It was just a really cool building.
And we just got the necrophonic, and that's where, and I think it's the Assay building that lady went down into that I watched before I came here.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people have had stuff, especially upstairs.
Okay, so did you read the part about the guy that got punched in the face?
Yeah.
So Colin, Paranormal Files, I have to go quick. I have to go soon.
Okay.
He went in like 4 minutes.
Oh my God.
He went upstairs and he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. And his dad went to another part. And as he was up there, he hears footsteps. You can hear them. It sounds like somebody's walking downstairs. So he's like, Dad, hey, Dad. And his dad's like, yeah, what's up? And his dad at that same time notices the motion light go on and is like, hey, this motion light down here is going on. And he's like, oh my God, Dad, you just validated. There were footsteps. Somebody was down there.
Right.
So they think it was, oh shoot. I don't remember who they thought it was. Maybe they thought it was Henry.
One of the assayers. Well,
no, I think it's one of the They
had 2 guards posted at any given time.
I mean, it was heavily
because they had to guard the
guarded.
gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And apparently there was 2 successful robberies that actually happened there. So, I know you got to go. So let's just go through Ghost Adventures, what they picked up really quick.
Well, is that where he was overcome by a demon?
No, I didn't write that down.
Okay, but Aaron caught something.
Aaron did. Mm-hmm. Residual noises, crashing, screaming, banging, footsteps, crying, laughing, piano playing. Okay, so wait. So the EVPs that they got that were there, somebody said, what's that? Somebody said, get out.
Yeah.
Somebody said, leave. Another person, when they went down into that
little hole area,
the little hole, said, take the gold.
What?
Yeah, take the gold.
That's awesome.
But my favorite one was what Aaron got. Well, they picked it up after the fact,
right.
But somebody said, hey, bowling ball, looking at you.
Oh, wait, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then at one point, Zach shuts the door before it closes all the way. A ball of light comes out of it and disappears near the roof. And there was the piano thing. So
yes,
Aaron,
and he catches that.
Yeah, so Aaron goes into a room. He went to go get something, and they catch it where you hear the piano keys.
Yes.
And this piano doesn't work.
Like that's why I was
it's like petrified.
Okay, if Zach had done it, I'd be like, they fucking made it up. But because he turns around, and as he turns around, you can still hear the piano. They're not making that up. I mean, you can see it happening.
Right.
And it's very faint. It's not like the piano's like, dum, dum, dum.
Yeah.
It's almost like something's in the chords, plucking the chords.
Right.
Like, it's weird.
But they go and they, like, try to debunk it, smack the thing. Like, you can't even hear it. Like, there's nothing.
There's nothing there. Yeah. That's
so that was pretty cool.
That was a good one.
But my favorite thing was, hey, bowling ball, looking at you.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious. I didn't get that one. I wish I did.
And then a rock was thrown through a window in the bordello. Did you see that part?
The which one?
A rock was thrown through a window in the bordello.
No. I'm telling you, it is so worth kind of just going and having your own experience.
You guys, definitely.
It was $20 for us. I don't know if that's the regular fee or if that was the Paracon fee.
Yeah.
But go, and even if it is 20, at first I was like, oh, I mean, if that was Paracon and I'm paying for those people, no. But if I'm paying to keep this place going and to refurbish this place, it is worth it.
Apparently they have a GoFundMe page.
Oh.
That supports the ongoing preservation of the place.
Oh, that's cool.
It's at GoFundMe /E71B5299. And then I just wanted to tell you guys really quick before you head out. Actually, today was the first day of the pumpkin hunt that they're had. If you guys are in Arizona and you want to head out there, these pumpkins were like fucking off the chain insane. And there are a lot of Ray Villafane, I guess he's the artist that did these pumpkins. Cool. He's like a famous artist. If you guys want to just go on to pumpkinhunt.com.
Listen,
and you can find out.
If you're ever like, there's nothing to do here, Arizona has a lot to do that is interesting.
Yeah.
You may have to drive a little bit.
Yeah.
But
this wasn't a bad drive.
No, we got there fast.
And we got
It was an
fast.
hour.
Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not even. It was like 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
we love
thanks.
you guys.
I hate
This
that I'm
was a
rushing
little
off.
bit longer than, well, I
Was
mean,
it?
we didn't mean it to be this long, but we had a lot of stuff. It
Oh
was
my
kinda
God, this
cool.
place, the fact that it was cool because we got to go and experience, we're not just talking about other people's experiences.
Yeah, we're
we
talking
had
about-
our own.
Yeah.
That's
Please,
what's so
please
cool.
tell us what you think of what we got at the
Yeah.
Wells Fargo building.
Yes.
All right, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for listening.
My
This
name
is Alma. I beat you to it.
All right. This is Carlene.
Good night.
Good night.